We are going to start off by covering the entire dyno with a base coat of Incubi Darkness. Leave the rider alone for now. Now we will do a base coat on the bottom of the dyno. We will do the split right now as it will make doing the future steps a lot easier. Use Death World Forest. With the base coats out of the way, do a shade of the top using Quelea Green Shade. Null Noel is fine too. For the bottom part of the dyno, shade using Athonian Camo Shade. Don't use Null Noel as it's too dark. Then you can dry brush the top using Cabalite Green. Then dry brush the top again using Cyberite Green. For the first layer you can spend about 10 seconds drying the brush. For the next layer spend about 30. Then dry brush the bottom using Elysian Green and Ogryn Camo, and once again spend about 10 seconds drying the first layer and 30 seconds drying the next. Start off with a coat of Rakarth Flesh and then shade using Agrax Earth Shade. Paint the spikes with white. When painting, start by having the brush near the dyno and then stroke it away. This will help reduce the amount of time you need to spend on doing the cleanups later. And then after that, shade using Agrax Earth Shade. When applying the shade, don't lather it everywhere. You want to be careful instead. The reason is, if you lather, you're going to end up ruining all the work that you did on the scales. For the eyeballs, you want to paint using yellow. When you're working with yellow, you're going to want to use a lot of layers for yellow, maybe like 6 or 7. It's a bit of a headache of a color to work with. And then once you're done that, you just want to do a quick line using black for the eyeballs. Cover the entire rider using lead belcher. You're going to want to do multiple layers, especially near the shoes. The reason is because you want to try to fix the little cream colors that showed up near the shoes, especially if you were doing the dry brushing. After that, you want to follow it up with a nice clean shade of Null Noel. And then you want to cover up the clothing and the shield in a layer of Nagaron Knight, and then use Retributor armor on a lot of the spiky bits. When applying the details, you can just use a layer brush, you don't need a fine brush. and then use Valhalla Blizzard on the bottom, and then follow it up with a dry brush of Prexetti White. When you're doing the dry brush, you want to spend more time doing it near the snow and a lot less time as you go away from the snow.